I'm up here at the Franklin Cemetery, about a mile from the Lake of the Ozarks. And the land, we're basically right next to the property, but I wanted to start the video at the Franklin Cemetery. For one thing, to show that there is a cemetery here, and for another thing, to show that it's not a big spooky cemetery. It's just a little family cemetery, maybe like a Civil War era. So this mowed area is basically the cemetery. And then I'm just going to keep this camera running and we'll go see what we can see. This is a big property. We're super close to the lake. So you've got a lot of different options for recreation up here. Certainly hunting, deer and turkey in this area. But also fishing. Some of the best fishing in the world at the Lake of the Ozarks, and boating, scuba diving. Thick, thick, thick trees. You're going to find some mature timber on here. This was logged, but it was logged about 15 years ago. And you can see there is a lot of big stuff left. Oh, there's a persimmon tree right there. You're going to find oak. You're going to find walnut. A lot of these little trees are persimmon trees. If you're a hunter, you know the deer love those. And this kind of park-like area around the cemetery, it's only the last few years that they cleaned that up. It used to look identical to this. So, I mean, that gives you an idea what you could do here with this property. You come in and cut out the trees, the smaller trees, and then just mow it for a couple seasons. And you've got a nice park-like area. I don't have the aerial maps with me. I wish I did, to really show you how big this is. I'm looking to the north now, and it stays level for a few hundred feet, and then it slopes down into kind of a wet weather creek area, and then back up again. And as we look to the north, I mean, the trees are so thick it's hard to see, but there is actually a really pretty view to the north. You could either clear out some trees, or if you come back, what we recommend before you clear trees is to take a look at it in the winter, and then you'll see where the views really are, and you'll know exactly what you want to kind of clear out. So you're not just cutting down a bunch of trees needlessly, because I mean, this is just so thick. But there's actually a really pretty view off to the north here, believe it or not. I can see little patches of it. Timber everywhere. So use your imagination on this one. It's going to take someone with an imagination to see what you can do here. But the number one thing is it's in this great area. Here's an area that you can clean out with a big brush hog. A good heavy-duty brush hog, they say, and I've seen it done, of course, is you can cut down trees about the size of a pop can at the base. So all these little trees could probably be brush hogged with a good heavy-duty brush hog, and then you'd have a nice field basically after it grew back up and got mowed a time or two. With all these trees, it's hard for me to really get a look at this. I'm going to try to step it up because this camera is almost full, the card on the camera. And I was hoping to take a nice long video here. But there are places around the lake where you can rent skid loaders, you can rent little dozers or big dozers. But really, you don't need a big dozer out here. A skid loader or a little track hoe or something, and just come in and you can make yourself a really nice building site. There's a monstrous oak tree right there, maybe a hickory, I can't tell. That thing is big. It's a 100-year-old tree for sure. There's just a lot of potential on this property for what could be done. I mean, you could subdivide this into multiple little lots, and you're right at the lake. There are all kinds of people looking for properties out here. I just don't even know where to go with this video. Everything is so thick. There's so many trees. It looks like it stays fairly level up here. So you've got a lot of options. But you be the judge. Come take a look, and I think you'll like the area. I think you'll like the property. It could be a showcase when it was cleaned up and finished.